Hello and welcome, I'm Nikhil Naz. So an action-packed day in the world of sports, double-header in the IPL and a double-header off the field too, with the BCCI picking two teams for India's forthcoming tours. So we have plenty to talk about in the show today, which is why we don't have a double but a triple treat for you with all three of our experts joining me in Dean Jones, Ajit Agarkar and Venkatesh Prasad. But before I get talking to them, here's a quick look at the Indian team. The Indian team for the 5-test series against England was announced on Wednesday. Here's a look at the strong 18-member squad picked by the selectors. Gautam Gambhir returns to the Indian Test team after a gap of 2.5 years. Two pacers in Umesh Yadav and Zaheer Khan have been left out, and Pankaj Singh and Varun Aaron have replaced them. Meanwhile, Stuart Binney makes it into the Test squad for the very first time. Okay then, I'll start with you, Ajit. I'm just looking at the squad there. Apart from Dhoni, Gambhir and Ishant, none of the other members in that 18-member squad have ever played a test match in England. Would it be fair to say it's a new beginning? It's a completely new team for the Indian cricket team as far as test cricket is concerned?
Yeah, I think it's been a new beginning in the last few months. I think Sachin was the last of the sort of old guard to retire. So, I mean, Zach was the only one who sort of had played for a few years, who went on both the tours. He's obviously injured. So it is a new beginning, a massive test. You know, I don't remember the last time India played a 5-test series. I think it was in the West Indies, way back in, I think, 2002, if I'm not wrong. So it's a massive, massive test and, you know, a big learning curve. I think there are a few guys who've now had some experience of playing abroad in Virat or a Rohit or a Ajinkya Rahane in recent time, or a Shikhar Dhawan. So there is a little bit of experience of playing abroad, but yeah, as you said, you know, massively inexperienced and a massive, massive test ahead.
Okay, now let's look at the people who've made it into the squad and the ones who've been left out. Dino, I'll come to you. Zaheer Khan, he's been left out. We don't know exactly why. Is it injury or has it been dropped? But looking at, you know, the way he is in his career at the moment, the place that he finds himself in, do you think his international career is over?
Hello everyone. Hello Nikhil. Yeah, pretty much. I'm a bit upset that he's not picked, because we picked Terry Alderman back in 1989. Wasn't super quick, but bowled stump to stump. Got a lot of guys out LBW and bowled. I'll be interested to hear for what Venki and Ajit say, but only not last tour, but the tour before, the Australian tour to England, never picked any bowlers that has bowled first-class cricket or Test cricket in England, and we got smashed. So the inexperience is shown in your bowlers. You need bowlers to get 20 wickets. So who's going to get you the 20 wickets? That's my major concern for India on this occasion. Okay, who's going to get the 20 wickets? I'll get Venki in on that. But before I come to you, Venki, I'll go back to Ajit. The same question. Zaheer's international future, do you think, you know, it'll be too early to write him off?
It's an interesting one, because as you said, you know, we don't know whether he's been dropped or it's because of injury. Because if it's because of injury, then you look at it differently. But if he's dropped, then obviously it's going to be very difficult for him to come back, considering India doesn't play any domestic cricket from now till, what, October. So you'll probably have to know the reason why he's not picked. My guess is it's because of the injury that he got in the IPL, and he probably is not going to be ready till the England series starts, and that's probably the reason. But once we find the reason, as I said, you know, if he's dropped, then it's going to be very difficult for him to come back.
Okay, who's going to pick up those 20 wickets for India is the question that Dino raised. I'll go across to Venki, who knows domestic cricket inside out. He's been coaching a domestic team for the past 2 seasons. Venki, this was one problem the last time India toured England. We couldn't get 20 England wickets. Do you see this attack doing that? Looks very inexperienced on the face of it.
Well, it looks an inexperienced attack, Nikhil. But having said that, you can always bring some surprises with the, you know, like how it happened in '96 or later on and so on. There are bowlers who can do well, who can pick up wickets, like you know, Shami Ahmed, who's extremely good. I don't know why he was dropped from Delhi Daredevils. Honestly speaking, I was not for it at all. And he's our strike bowler. one, and Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who can swing the ball both sides. I'm sure he could be very effective. And to back up with that, Ishant Sharma has got that pace and that extra bounce. So in that way, I think we do have bowlers. But then what I feel is missing is Vinay Kumar in the squad, and Amit Mishra as a leg spinner. You know, we know that they're not good against the English batsmen are not good against leg spinners. One, and secondly, Vinay Kumar, who has done extremely well in the domestic season, having picked more than 50 wickets or so. So those two names, I feel, is something which I'm not able to understand. But having said that, we need to give a lot of credit to the selectors, because they go length and breadth of the country. They travel and watch a lot of matches, and it's not easy to satisfy everybody. I think it's a fairly good side. We need to give them that credit. But then these two players, Amit Mishra and Vinay Kumar, are surprise omissions as far as I'm concerned in the bowling department.
I'll take that question to Ajit. 2 points that Venki is making. One, he thinks no leg spinner in the side. You should have taken a leg spinner in Amit Mishra. Vinay Kumar, he thinks should have, he merits a place in the team. And the other question is over Stuart Binney. We know he's an all-rounder, looks fit for the shorter format of the game. Do you think he's good enough as an all-rounder to play 5-day?
I'm not sure whether he's good enough, because he's not played yet. So you've got to give him the benefit of the doubt. I think the only reason I see, I'm obviously very surprised that Stuart Binney's been picked in the test squad, because it came out of nowhere. The only reason that I see is because they want to maybe at some stage, if the wicket demands, play one spinner, and Binney sort of doubles up as an all-rounder, seam bowling all-rounder, and gives you that batting depth a little bit. Whether he's good enough at the test level, only time will tell, but that's probably the thought behind it. And by picking 18, it's given them that luxury to have those extra couple of guys in the squad. And look, I have a slightly different point of view with what Venki said. I mean, with leg spinner, yeah, I would ideally want a leg spinner, but you are never going to play 2 spinners in England unless it's completely dry. Okay. So to take 3 spinners would have actually been a luxury. So, and it's unlikely that they'll play Mishra ahead of Ashwin and Jadeja. So,
from what?
Look, they've done the right thing in a 5-test series, that they've picked 18 guys, which gives them that little bit of cushion to have some guys, if there are a few injuries or loss of form. Right.
From what I can remember from the last England tour, Amit Mishra was part of the team, couldn't do really well when he was played into the final 11. Dino, to you, and I'm going to ask you the same question about Stuart Binney. You're the professor, you're good at forecasting, what a player will do, looking at his talent. Do you think he's good enough for test cricket, whatever little you've seen of him?
Okay, so the first 4 guys that are selected in a test team are bowlers. They're number 1. Next one is probably the wicket keeper, then you fit your batters in there. So my point of view is he a bowler first? Does he make the team as a bowler? Or is he good enough to make the team as a batter? I'm sorry, it doesn't make either. He's got to be good at one discipline that can break through to the team. He's a surprise inclusion for me. So, but in saying that, the English team set up some really dry turning pitches against the Australians. I will put my reputation and credibility on the fact that they'll all serve up pitches that'll be green and seaming. So that's what they'll do, and you won't need a spinner, boys, because it'll swing and seam all over the place.
Okay, one final question on Pankaj Singh, and Venki, I'd like you to tell us about him, because he plays a lot of domestic cricket. He's one guy who's consistently been doing well. He was last picked for India 6 years ago. I read an interview where he said it's now or never. So this was his last chance and he's made it. Are you happy for him? Do you think he deserves that spot?
Definitely yes, definitely yes. I'm very happy for him that he's been selected, and I've seen him. We have played against, as I've been coaching in the domestic circuit for UP. We have played against Rajasthan. That's where Pankaj Singh plays, and he has done extremely well for them. He puts his heart into his bowling. Puts his body behind the ball and works hard on his fitness. He's tall. He can get that extra bounce. Bowls good outswingers and hits a good length. And he's pretty disciplined in his bowling. Doesn't bowl too many, or I've not seen him bowl no balls at all. So in that way, I think he deserved a chance. Yes, 2 years back itself he should have been picked. Nevertheless, it's not too late. So it's a good decision. I feel. I think he definitely deserves to be there in the squad.
All right. So that's the 18-member squad that the selectors have picked. Of course, it's a 5-test match series. It's not very often that India play that. Last time they didn't do well. they would be hoping that this squad can do one better from the team that toured there in 2011. Now, along with the test team for England, the Five Wise Men also announced the ODI team to play 3 matches against Bangladesh next month, with the likes of MS Dhoni, Virat Kohli, R. Ashwin, Rohit Sharma and Ravindra Jadeja rested. Suresh Raina will lead the squad. Interestingly, Raina wasn't part of the Indian team that played the last ODI tournament, the Asia Cup. Robin Uthappa, Akshar Patel and Kedar Jadhav have also been included in the team, one would say, probably after their good performances in the IPL.